If you're one of the 70 million Americans who rely on Social Security, you've probably heard the buzz, the predictions, and maybe even the fear-mongering about the 2026 cost of living adjustment, or COLA. Will it be huge? Will it be tiny? And here's the big question. What will you actually see in your bank account? Today, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to break down exactly how the 2026 COLA is calculated, what the early forecasts are, and most importantly, what your net increase will be after things like Medicare premiums and taxes. Stick around, because this is the only 2026 COLA explainer you'll need. First, let's talk about how the COLA is determined, because it's not a random number pulled from a hat. The Social Security Administration uses something called the CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. They specifically look at the average CPIW for the third quarter of the year, that's July, August, and September, and compare it to the average from the third quarter of the previous year. The percentage increase, that becomes your COLA for the following January. So, for the 2026 COLA, we're waiting for the Q3 2025 data. We don't have that yet, which means anyone giving you a firm number right now is guessing. But we can look at current trends and expert forecasts. Based on the current rate of inflation, early forecasts from groups like the Senior Citizens League are suggesting a COLA in the ballpark of 2.5% to 3.2% for 2026. Now, that's significantly lower than the 3.2% we got for 2024, and a world away from the 8.7% blockbuster we saw in 2023. Why? Because overall inflation has been cooling down. Let's put that into a real example. If the average monthly benefit is around $1,900, a 3% COLA would mean a gross increase of about $57 per month. But, and this is a huge but, you don't get to keep all of that $57. This is where most people get a nasty surprise. Your COLA isn't just free money added on top. It often triggers a chain reaction that can significantly reduce your net gain. We need to talk about the two biggest culprits, Medicare Part B and taxes. Most Social Security recipients have their Medicare Part B premium automatically deducted from their check. And by law, the increase in Part B premiums cannot be larger than your COLA increase. This is called the hold harmless provision, which is good. However, the standard Part B premium does go up almost every year. For 2024, it's $174.70. For 2025 and 2026, it's expected to rise again, potentially by another $10 to $15 or more per month. So, that $57 increase we talked about, a chunk of it will immediately go to covering the higher Medicare cost before you even see a dime. This is the one that really stings for some people. Your Social Security benefits can be taxable. The income thresholds for taxing benefits have not been adjusted for inflation since 1983. That's over 40 years ago. So, when your COLA increases your total benefit amount, it also increases your combined income for the IRS. If you have other income from a job, a pension, or withdrawals from a 401k, a COLA could push you over the threshold and make a portion of your benefits taxable for the first time, or increase the percentage that is taxed. You might not see this deduction in your monthly check, but you'll absolutely feel it when you file your tax return and either get a smaller refund or owe money